Hey everyone, Genevieve here to talk about our upcoming new moon in Gemini, which is going to be on Memorial Day, actually, on the 30th. And on the East Coast, it is going to be, sorry, I'm not really prepared. Actually, been really busy today or the last couple of days. So this is just right off the cuff. But we are looking at 7:30 a.m. on Memorial Day morning on Monday. So, it is Gemini, new moon. Gemini is about air signs again, or idea people, communicators, ideals, vision, creativity, anything that has to do with the mind, and communication, especially with Gemini, the twins, is very important. So this new moon, it's kind of a mixed bag though, because there's a lot of weighted energy going on in the surrounding planets that are going to give it a kind of a heavier feeling than most airy new moons can be. Right now, for instance, we're dealing with a lot of kind of, again, just disruption, social disruption in the news, and another school shooting, and arguing over how best to fix it, and nobody even wanting to try to hear the other people's side. And so the argumentativeness, the flip side of good communication, of course, is just either shutting people down completely, or just arguing and being bitter and just going at each other without really any end or of the conflict or resolution. So keeping all of that in mind, keeping that this is also Memorial Day weekend, which is to remember our dead, people who have fought and given their lives for this country. It's good to remember, but it's also, there's things going on right now in the world that, people are dying over, and it's just, for me anyway, I don't know about anybody else, but it just seems like history just continues to repeat itself. And, there's maybe some good in that if you can learn the lessons from the past. But in my experience, sadly, most people don't. Either they choose to ignore or forget, or they have been told misinformation. So, now, started the weekend out. I have a very long weekend, which is great, because the good news for me anyway is that finally, after 7 months of not being able to use my master bathroom, and having to share a tiny little hall bathroom and shower and cramped quarters, I finally was able to use my bathroom completed today, and I'm very relaxed about that. And therefore things are starting to feel a little bit back to normal, in my home anyway. However, it's also kind of a draining feeling for me, because I've been just so, Steve and I both really just working so hard, dealing with not only that stress and the financial stress of it all, but then also things that are going on in our personal family. And it's a beginning of a release, which can be exhausting, right? If anybody knows it, new moons really are about releasing and preparing for what's coming next. So release, sometimes it's a purging, right? It is a really just, getting it all out, and it's draining and exhausting. It's hard work. So, the lesson of one of the major themes anyway of this new moon is karma. And, karma doesn't escape anyone. Everybody gets their just due, good, bad, or indifferent. And so that is, if you have not already gotten your dose, honeys, it is coming for you. So, watch your temper, watch your anger, watch how you communicate. because this is a time that what you say and do can be twisted around and made to seem something that it not intended. People will repeat to you what you had said and just take it out of context, or anyway, jealousy plays into that, anger, just a lot of tension build up that is now being released. So just bear all of that in mind while going through your holiday activities with your family, with your friends, parties, beach, mountains, whatever you do to celebrate your freedom and remember our fallen soldiers this weekend. Just keep in mind that there are people that are watching you and listening to you and might not like how you do things. And my philosophy is always, I really don't care what anyone thinks of me. I never have, but the older I get, there's nothing that anyone can dredge up on me that I wouldn't already tell you about myself, first of all. Okay? And also, but take that energy and the positive side of a Gemini energy is just friendship, joviality, good communication, clear communication, finding new expressive ways to deal with maybe a crisis, maybe a challenge, maybe, an issue going on. Use the energy to physically work out, so like today, after cleaning all morning and exercising on my bike, we took the dogs for a walk through the woods, and that was calming and kind of healing and regenerating for all of us. The dogs are napping now. I think Steve is napping now too, which is a good thing. And so I really, if you can tell, only half-heartedly I'm doing this video, but it's only just because it's therapeutic for me, and it serves as a reminder for me. If anybody else doesn't want to listen to it, I don't care. So my new moon energy for this Gemini new moon has been, for the last couple of years, stimuli. And basically, stimulus, but multiple levels of stimulation, right? And it's a very simple recipe. I changed it a little bit for this go round because of kind of the heavier energy than normally a Gemini new moon brings. But it's still very simple. It's geranium, which goes very well with the balance of the Gemini masculine feminine energy, or two sides of a coin energy. Lemon, it's uplifting, it's energizing. Basil, again, very uplifting, cleansing, home cleansing, great for cleansing on a new moon. And it is also calming, brings happiness, peace, comfort. Rosemary, a little bit of green, a little earthy note there to also kind of keep you calm, keep your thoughts clear. And then I added hyssop and angelica root. Hyssop, again, it's more of a herbaceous green scent, but it is supposed to be calming and healing. And angelica root, of course, is grounding. It brings the protection of the angels, especially the Archangel Michael. And this Gemini new moon, it really is going to require a little bit of that from most of us. Some people, me being, again, an air sign, usually Gemini energy is very, very good for me. But with some of the other aspects of this, and I did take a picture of the chart, again, that I will share, below this post, it's a little bit more tense, a little bit more hard of a release, I think. And so, some people are cool with that. Other people are a little bit more challenged by it. I do know one thing that, I think the common theme, for me anyway, the last couple of days and probably over this new moon and into the weekend, is that you probably should keep your opinions to yourself until you know who it is exactly you're talking to. Because you're not going to change anybody's minds. All you're trying to really do is pick a fight. So with that, namaste. Till next time.